Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 10 in college football. Right now we're talking with Joe Duffy, who's going to cover 5 games this weekend. And, you know, this guy went 4-0 against the spread in the games that he covered with us last week, and he's got no problem taking a whole bunch of games. I assigned him all these games as well. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. It's a blast. It's my passion and it's my occupation.
Joe, do you think you're getting a little cocky here? Because I sent you a very small list, and you're like, whatever, I'll take 5 of these games off the list. I mean, you went 4-0 last week, but you think you can repeat that?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to definitely repeat that. Am I going to go 100% every week? No. But as far as getting cocky, I guess I'm just going to repeat what I said. I love my job. It's both my hobby and my job.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being a little bit cocky, and the ladies freaking love it. The ladies freaking love it, Joe Duffy. Trust me on that one.
It ain't bragging if you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I have problems with that. I can't. I try to be cocky as I can. Never quite able to pull it off. All right, Rice at North Texas is the first game we're going to discuss. This is a Thursday night game. North Texas minus 4.5 at home. Totals 52, and of course, both these teams playing very well. They've also been great bets on the year. They're both 6-2 against the spread. So, I'm looking at this. How much of a home field advantage does North Texas really have? They do they've been making it a point to try to increase their home field edge this year, but Rice is so good that maybe it goes down to the wire, and if it does, getting 4.5 points is obviously going to be a very good thing to have. Maybe Rice plus 4.5 is the way to go, but for me right now, I'm staying off. What do you like here, Joe?
Well, actually, what I'm going to do, and I know that not all sports books have a total posted, but I've seen 51 out 52, there, and I saw another sports book recently post 52.5. I hear people all the time say, well, I like to pick lower profile games because a lot of stuff sneaks under the radar. There's a certain amount of truth to it. It's not 100% true, but what does happen is when teams make mid-season changes, whether it's in philosophy or whether it's in personnel, it is true that the bookmakers are slower to adjust. And a great example would be North Texas. They've become much more run-oriented than they were early in the year. And in fact, so has Rice. North Texas, the first 5 games, they averaged 38.6 passes per game. Their last 3, just 23.3 passes. Similarly, Rice had 24 completions combined their last 3 games, 44 completions their last 5 games. Now compare that to 57 their first 3. So both of these teams have gone from a little bit more pass-oriented at the beginning of the year to a lot more run-oriented now. And I'm going to have to repeat that golden rule. People watch all my videos. You hear me say it all the time. It's true in basketball. It's true in football. Handicapping totals is a lot more about pace than it is offensive or defensive competence. And the odds makers haven't caught up to the fact that these two teams have both adjusted their pace a little bit.
All right, yeah, it does sound like you're leaning then towards the under, but even if they do run it a lot, they're very efficient. I mean, Rice is a great running team right now, so maybe so are you leaning towards the under? I mean, it is a pretty low total. 52 is what I've seen.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely leaning towards the under, and Rice is one of those teams that for years they were a great over team. The public remembers them as being an over team, and we talk about using the margin of cover, which basically is the same as, margin of victory, except you're comparing it to the spread, and that applies to both totals. And Rice has gone under 5 of their last 7. Now, the 2 overs were by a combined 10. Twice they've gone under by 21 or more points. So again, that tells me that the odds makers haven't quite caught up to them yet. As we always say, there's no guarantee in life, but without question, the high percentage play is to bet on this game under the total.
Well, so if you're expecting kind of a low-scoring, run-oriented game, then you might be leaning towards Rice getting the points because they are a quality team. They do run the ball very well.
No, not necessarily, and that's in fact yet another myth that we've talked about where a lot of people like to handicap the side and total together. They say, well, if you like the under, you probably should like the underdog. If you like the favorite, then you probably like the over. We've more than disproved that quite a few times. Now, keep in mind, and this may or may not be good for the under, but it would make me lean a little bit more towards North Texas. Rice is very thin on their defensive line, very thin at their defensive line. Now, the reason I still like that under it gives North Texas ever the more reason to just pound the ball, but it also means that they will probably wear Rice down. So if you're going to ask me to pick a side, I would go with North Texas.
All right, but your official pick on this game is going to be on the under 52. Yeah. We will see how